Inside Job has been canceled by Netflix. A new Antman and The Wasp Quantumania trailer dropped this week, and Matt Reeves has confirmed that he has started writing The Batman 2. All this and more coming up on the Weekly Slate. Everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Slate, hosted by yours truly, James Ewing, and edited by the very talented Carl Abelida. Up on the show in Hollywood news, Ke Huy Quan has won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor. If Quan's name does not ring a bell, it's because his role in Everything Everywhere All at Once was his first major role in 20 years. The actor has previously played Data in The Goonies and Short Round in Temple of Doom. A recent roundtable discussion on The Hollywood Reporter's YouTube page, Quan explained that he thought the rest of his career following those roles would be smooth sailing, but was instead met with radio silence on the other end of the phone. He went to school and worked comfortably behind the camera until he received a call to be in that film. Following the call, he hired acting, vocal, and even movement coaches to ensure that he could give his best performance. This obviously paid off, and Hollywood has seen the resurgence of a long-forgotten great. When asked when he knew he made a comeback, when asked when he knew he made it in the business, he responded along the lines of, it took him 20 years to make a comeback, so he still doesn't know if he has made it. I think I speak for the rest of the internet when I say we welcome him back to the films with open arms, and can't wait to see what he tackles next. Netflix news, the streaming service delivered a crushing blow to viewers when it was announced this week that Inside Job was canceled after only a singular season. Fans were distraught to start their week with this news after Netflix had previously announced way back in June that the show was renewed for a second season. I am probably mispronouncing this, but Shion Takechi took to Twitter to confirm the news, saying, "I'm heartbroken to confirm Netflix has decided to cancel Season 2 of Inside Job. Over the years, these characters have become real people to me, and I am devastated not to be able to watch them grow up. Reagan and Brett deserve to get their ending and finally find happiness, and I would have loved to have been able to share what was in store with you all. To everyone who watched, thank you for coming along for the ride. Even though I'm sad, it helps to know that there's people out there who care just as much about these characters as me." Now, Adult Swim France sparked fans' hopes this week on Twitter when they answered a reply saying that they would consider picking up the show, but another fan posted on Twitter that they had sent an email to the main Adult Swim and they shot down any hopes that they would pick it up. Some outlets have noticed that there has been a recent purge of animated content on streaming services. What do you guys think about this animated crackdown? Let us know down in the comments. Avatar news, James Cameron has announced that the series will be going forward with the sequels after Way of Water met box office goals. This time fans won't have to wait 13 years for a sequel, as the sequel has a tentative release date of December 20th, 2024. After the film earned more than $1.5 billion, James Cameron has confirmed that the sequel to The Way of Water, titled The Seed Bearer, is already in development with Disney. The film has already been shot and is ready for post-production, with story treatments for the fourth and fifth film already being prepared to be taken to the next step. The films will follow the four elements in no relation to The Last Airbender and show viewers the darker side of the film series protagonists. As the film is currently on track to reach $2 billion, it looks like the internet doubters who said Avatar no longer has a place in modern cinema are going to be put to shame. Star Wars news, we here at the Weekly Slate don't often delve into rumor territory, but this one felt too good not to report on.
Wait a minute, how did this happen? We're smarter than this.
As a little note, I will say that we don't have much to report on in terms of this topic, but we have learned that The Mandalorian may receive yet another spin-off series. The series is currently working under the title of Ghost Track 17. There has been speculation that this series could connect to the other series, Star Wars Rebels, as it included a ship named Ghost, but that is all purely speculation. The Mandoverse is set to feature the third season of The Mandalorian and the first season of Ahsoka this year. With Ahsoka right around the corner, it may not seem so far-fetched to include characters and a series that she was so heavily involved in. It should also be noted that Favreau and Filoni teased a crossover between The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and the Book of Boba Fett, so this series could be it, but once again, this is all purely speculation. What do you think this new series might be? Do you think that this series is real? Let us know down in the comments. In Marvel news, a new trailer for Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania dropped this week. This new trailer has fans on the edge of their seats as it teases a new future for the MCU in the lead up to Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. This new trailer once again shows off a comic-accurate look at Kang, sporting the accurate armor and even the purple face, while also giving fans a first look at MODOK. This is not viewers' first time seeing the floating head villain, as a series surrounding the character was previously released and is currently streaming on Hulu, though that show is not canon to the MCU. Maybe in a multiverse somewhere. But this look is a departure from the character. As for Scott Lang, this trailer will tug at your heartstrings. Scott is faced with the decision of facing this newfound enemy after a deep dive into the quantum realm, or choosing whether or not to side with him and regain the time that he lost with his daughter. As the trailer dives deeper, Kang is described as a creator and a destroyer of timelines. It appears as though Scott does make a deal with him, though, only for the deal to turn sour. The new trailer gives more glimpses of the hero facing off against the next Avengers villain, as he states, "I don't have to win. We just both have to lose." Much like Drax and Rocket Raccoon, fans have already put the writing on the wall for the character of Ant-Man, as he attempts to hold back the strongest villain that we have probably seen up to this point. Audiences will have to wait and see whether or not Scott survives when Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania releases in theaters on February 17th, 2023. In DC news, a lot of exciting news came out this week surrounding the sequel to Matt Reeves' The Batman. As Gunn and Safran have shaken up the DCEU, many questions surrounded the sequel to Reeves' The Batman and where it would fit in the new DCEU. Both Gunn and Reeves have confirmed on Twitter that it will remain a separate entity. And this week, Reeves shared that the sequel is currently in development, being written by him and Mattson Tomlin. Little to nothing is known about this sequel as we are currently recording, but Reeves did drop a coy hint that a Pattinson favorite villain may make an appearance. We are of course talking about the Condiment King, a Batman the Animated Series villain that Pattinson has said in the past that he wants to see hit the big screen. The character was crafted as a villain created by the Joker and never meant to be taken as a serious threat. I mean, he sprays ketchup and mustard on people. But Reeves noted that he found it very funny that the character was constantly brought up in the press tour for the Batman by Pattinson, that he could not confirm nor deny the character's existence in the new film. He was most likely just baffled by the character being brought up in the interview that he was asked about it in, so take this as you may. While there is little to report on the sequel, at this time, it should be noted that the Penguin spin-off series also got some promising news this week. Colin Farrell revealed to Variety that his spin-off series will begin shooting in February and will finish shooting by the end of the year. While this is purely speculation on my part, typically for a show, if it finishes filming by the end of this year, then we should expect it to be hitting streaming by next year. Reeves also mentioned in an interview with Collider that the Penguin will build an empire out of the chaos left behind at the end of the Batman. The series will not only act as a sequel to the first film, but will lay the foundation for a film's sequel. Are you excited for the spin-off? Would you like Pattinson's Batman to become the main Batman of the DCEU? Let us know down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with Culture Slate content. You can also join our public Discord server where we discuss all things Star Wars, Marvel, and all things pop culture. Be sure to tune in here every week. Stay cultured with the Weekly Slate.